Hello, investors. This is Connor Bates, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Wednesday, July 16th, 4:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Market state still in an uptrend, as evident with those subsequent follow through days. And we take a look at the trend gauge over here. Everything's been staying the same. Market leaders, green arrow in grow mode. Grow mode short term, we are trending above the 21 EMA, and we took off that yellow stop arrow for that today. And the S&P shook out today down there near the 21 and closed only about 1.5% above. So taking that caution arrow off, and then medium term, still above the 50-day moving average, leaving that yellow sub arrow as well, as we're still closed over 4% above the 50-day moving average. Just something to be aware of. And then long term above the 200-day moving average as well. And basically what happened today, we've been talking about this 9-day range on the S&P 500. And this morning, there was a bit of a flush on the S&P 500 and undercut the low end of the range and then reclaimed back. So basically in a 10-day range now. And that was some volatility with chatter about Trump. He's not ruling out the possibility of firing Fed Chair Powell, but then was saying it's highly unlikely, and that caused the volatility. But again, closed back above the 8 EMA as well. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum, that should be H instead of C. I just noticed that typo. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, extremely strong. Ethereum's been outperforming Bitcoin in the past month. So, but again, they both remain strong. And then leaders, strong again. Tons of themes from drone stocks to nuclear stocks to crypto stocks to semiconductors. There really is everything working as of now. Here are the final numbers. 21 over 21 list up 1.34%, 13 green, 8 red, circle the big winner there, up 20% on the day. Turbo 12 up 1.84%, 8 green, 4 red. Big 8 up 0.20%, RG8 up 1.16%, 60/40 stock and bond up 0.31%, flagship portfolio GROTECTION up 0.55%, and TurboTection up 1.33% on the day. Those are the numbers. Let's take a look at the interasset correlation and chart. Start with the chart, the S&P 500, and every dip, the bulls continue to show up. This is a pretty clear, well-defined range. And in the morning, I'll pull up, looked like we were breaking the range, found support at 6,200, V-shaped into the close, and closed back above the 8 EMA. And now you're looking at this is basically a 10-day range now. And one good thing is, you can get a correction via price or time. And the longer that we consolidate in this range and not break down, just lets those moving averages catch up. And as of today's close, only 1.5% above the 21 and just under 4.5% above the 50-day moving average. But again, until something changes, just continue to be bullish, and every dip, the bulls continue to step up. And when that changes, that will be evident in the price action. But for now, this looks great, potentially fueling up for a breakout of this 10-day consolidation. Take a look at the hourly chart. I always like to see shakeouts in minor bases, and on this hourly, nice shakeout there. Found support at 6,200, and that's good. And the 50-day moving average just hooked back up through 6,000 today as well. So with that said, today's low is a great line in the sand, and it coincides with the 21 right there as well. So good action on the S&P 500 today. RSP, similar thing. Undercut and reclaim of the range and the 21-day looks good. QQQ closed right under all-time highs. Again, didn't found support at that 550 level at the low end of the range and closed nicely on the day. Mag 7 continues to trend higher. Dow Jones Industrial Average, big undercut and reclaim of the 21 as well. And again, the indexes all are kind of forming flags here. So we'll see if they break out. Mid caps, again, similar story here. Nice action there. Russell 2000, strong bounce off. In the video yesterday, I mentioned just level by level, moving average by moving average, day by day. And I said, broke the 8 yesterday. The next levels were this 2200 spot, the 21, if that was to break the 200-day, and held the 21 and the 2200 spot and really nice close, almost above right at the 8 EMA. But again, small caps are a little bit more challenging. Rates have been very volatile lately, and that always is going to affect small caps quite a bit. ARC new highs again today. What a move. FFTY leaders coming right back up 1.72%. VIX spiked quite hard on that flush on the indexes, almost hit 20 and then closed sub 18. So that's what you want to see as a bull. And this continues to, hasn't had a daily close above 20 in quite some time. The dollar as well. This, when the market started pulling back, this was dumping as well, and then got rejected right at the 50-day, and then closed back above the 21 again today. Again, super oversold, could bounce, could roll back over. Just kind of monitoring this. GLD again spiked hard when the market was selling off. You can see right there, and then just kind of closed mid-range. Again, just in a big range. It's not really picking a direction. One thing, this is a good reminders that trading something in a range can be frustrating, and gold has been in a range. Your best moves are going to be when they break out of the range or if you're buying on pullbacks. And for now, this is coiled for a move. You got the 821 50-day all lumped together. So where that expansion takes place is to be determined, but certainly it's getting tight, getting compressed, and we'll see which way gold wants to move. Obviously, a lot of geopolitical stuff, and the dollar plays a role in that. Silver, nice bounce off the 8, trading better than gold after showing relative weakness to it for a while. Bitcoin, awesome action again today. And perfect bounce off the 8 EMA yesterday, totally normal. 3 days up in a row, post breakout, normal pullback, and then falling through to the upside today. Continues to look great. Bonds, no man's land, not a whole lot to comment. And TLT potentially trying to hold this $85 floor. We'll see into the rest of the week. And then rates with bonds trying to bounce a little bit, rates pulling back as well. Alrighty, that's the interasset correlation. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Let's see. News-wise, we got PPI this morning. June PPI came in at 0% versus 0.2% consensus, and then core, same thing. Some more news. I mentioned, let's see. Oh, House will vote again this on the Genius Act, and Trump said Republican holdouts have agreed to flip votes to yes after meeting with him. That NVIDIA news from yesterday just kept that on, and then obviously the drama with Trump and his remarks about potentially firing Powell. That's kind of what spooked the market a little bit, but got bought back up. So all in all, not a whole lot. Netflix reports earnings tomorrow, so that's going to kick off big tech. That's one to watch. TSM reports this week as well. So, getting back into earnings season. So that should bring some volatility, bring some opportunity. So know your earnings dates. Today's keys, S&P closed back above the 8 EMA, same with the Q, same with the Russell 2000, and then Bitcoin not at an all-time high, but strong fall through from that minor pullback yesterday, and then going into Thursday, going to be watching the same stuff. Day count, 10 days in this consolidation, 17 days above the 8 EMA, and 57 days above the 21 EMA. Very strong power trend, and I think I've said this so many times, but until that 21-day breaks, that power trend is still alive. Could argue that it's getting a little bit long in the tooth, but that's why we just let price guide us. Alrighty, sectors wise, Bitcoin, Ethereum standouts of the day, biotech, regional banks, uranium, financials, and software, and then weakness, oil, semiconductors, retail, China. GROTECTION today only trade was sell Uber, 1.28 beta, 5.73% open heat. TurboTaxion only trade was sell Reddit, 1.92 beta, 6.57% open heat. Bottom line, S&P 500 undercut and reclaim in the 10-day range. Bitcoin and Ethereum continue higher, and leaders remain robust. All right, let's get into the charts. All right, GROTECTION today. Sold Uber, just fouled breakout. This is quite a choppy name. You can go on runs, but it's been choppy. So GROTECTION sold this, and then TurboTaxion We just sold Reddit, did hold the 21, but no progress. It's just been choppy, not going anywhere. This is going to make a move. We'll look to get back in potentially through that 150, but for now, sold it. All right, let's take a look at the 21 over 21 list. And leader of the day, Circle, extremely strong move on this one today, up 20% on pretty big volume and just super strong chart. I in yesterday's video I talked about the double inside days, and for a stock that's this liquid with this much of a range getting extremely tight with volume drying up, that was a really good signal. And then once this took out through 200, this was trending all day, as you can see, broke the opening range highs and just really strong move for the remainder of the day. And yeah, this really, had the Genius Act catalyst, huge volume on this IPO move up, new merchandise, double inside day, volume contracting, and big time breakout with volume confirming on this one. So really strong day on Circle, and just overall good for the markets and risk on assets. Robinhood, another new all-time high today. This is owned in TurboTaxation and GROTECTION. Just incredible stock, continues higher. Many people thought this was a blow off when it rejected 100, and here we are, never even broke the 8 or the 21 in this entire run, making new highs again today. Great action there. Coinbase continuing higher, shot back up through that 400 level, closed slightly above, but again, this one's acting great. And zoom out to the monthly. This could soon be entering price discovery phase through this IPO high dating all the way back to 2021, which was 429.54. So maybe get some alerts there if it breaks out through there. Never know how high something can go. Bitcoin, strong action today. SoFi, strong action, flagging at the highs after a huge move up. AVAV, nice action today. Got a pop. There was some more drone news today, late afternoon. This popped back up. Again, these really strong. Natural gas, good action there, falling through after this undercut and reclaim of the 50-day. Palantir back into gear. That first tap of the 50 and the 10-week moving average provided to be an opportunity, and this one closed back above 150 today. PWR continuing higher. MP, I see they're down 6% after hours. I believe they dropped an offering. Like I mentioned, this name's just very extended. The story's quite good, but need a better risk reward to get in. CCJ, again, uranium, one of the leading sectors right now, continuing higher. Nvidia, again, continue higher, not getting any of that move back from yesterday. GEV just chugging along to new highs again today. This one had another big price target upgrade from JP Morgan to 620. Delta trying to hold at the 200-day. Freeport McMoran sitting right at 21. Reddit undercut and reclaim of the 21. Dash close right at the 21. DraftKings just consolidating here. Credo bounced off the 8, continuing higher. Uber, that one kind of a harsh break on this one today, and then VST breaking the 21 as well for some of these utilities. And some of these ones, NRG was weak too, breaking the 50-day, and I believe TLN's another one. Yeah, so kind of some of these utility electric power names pulling back, but the nuclear and uranium stocks are holding up quite well. Take a look at Turbo 12, SYM Monster Day. I walked in the video yesterday. This is classic high tight flag. This is the leader in the robotics sector and falling through at almost 9% on the day. KTOS, another one up 6% on the day, continuing higher. LEU, but a great one for TurboTaxation. This is the leader in the nuclear in the sector, and this one just acts tremendously well. Another new high today, and just trailing the move on this one. ASTS, another one. Talked about this one in the video as well. 5 days up in a row, quite strong. And look at the sector, Rocket Lab exploding higher. Again, 3 strong days up in a row. So a lot of money flowing to these space related stocks as well. And then let's see, MIR trying to break out through this little consolidation. Oost, day 2 higher high, leader in the LiDAR, super strong name. Irene, this one looks like it's setting up. Again, this is another pretty classic high tight flag. So we'll see. High tight flag's been working. Talked about Oost earlier this week. That one's moving higher. SYM yesterday, that one's moving higher. And Irene in a great sector right now. Super strong move up off the lows, huge volume. Look at these earnings numbers. This one looks great as well. INOD, very choppy. Like this range has just been a choppy mess, but undercut and reclaim of the 21 again today. AS consolidating at the highs. VIK continuing higher. Let's take a look at what the other cruise liners did. RCL's got getting ants. You got CCL again flagging at the highs. And then AAOI, big undercut and reclaim of the 8 EMA as well. And then Sedge, Solar's kind of got whacked today. This one was down 8.5%. Take a look at TAN ETF. And yeah, solars are not an easy trade. So again, this has characteristics of a potential bottom just based on stage analysis and price action, but this 200-day still sloping up. Want to see this 50-day get back through the 200-day, and then that should provide ample opportunities if there's some setups in solar. And again, NXT just bounced off the 21, holding at highs, still the best looking stock in the solar group as well. Yeah, and then I just figured I'd recap on some themes. Just a lot of, S&P holding above key moving averages, undercut and reclaim of this 10-day range. Looks great if this can break out, and just some names. Semiconductors covered Nvidia, AMD. This one got a golden cross today. 50's getting back above that 200-day. ARM fired back today, up 4.5%. And let's take a look at MU. This one's showing some relative weakness, more computer data storage, but Avgo, another one. So clear strength in semiconductors. TSM reports this week. You got crypto, you got Coinbase, you have MSTR, you have some of these data center and miners like Irene I just mentioned. Galaxy, this is another new IPO. Heck of a day on this one, up 16.5% today on huge volume. Another one, digital asset and blockchain. Let's see, and Circle too. This fits in that general theme as well. And then, I did want to cover ETHA. We own this in TurboTection, pretty monster move, and this is actually crushing Bitcoin in performance on a relative basis. And I tweeted this earlier this week with the ETH, but the short interest on Ethereum is just staggering, and that's another reason that this could be fueling the move higher. But so that's crypto. You got nuclear stocks. You have SMR rocketing higher again today. You have Oklo. You have LEU. So, and I mentioned the space stock. So, ton of risk on sectors right now. Leaders are acting pretty well. Money leaves one sector, flows to another. And with that said, actually, RGTI, this is a good example. This one had news today. These quantum stocks continue to hold up well. This was up 30% on 255% above average volume. And this big move. IMQ is another one that we're keeping an eye on. Undercut and reclaim of the 21 today. So looks like money's QBTS. This is another one. Pretty nice kind of high tight flag here. So these were dormant for a couple weeks, and now they're coming back to life, and that just fits the theme of money leaves one sector and quickly flows into another. And until that changes, we are still going to be bullish, as that's what price action leading stocks are telling us and feedback on trades. So that is going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you. My email is connor@revereasset.com. You can find me on Twitter at ConnorJBates_. Also reach out to Dan or Don at revereasset.com. Phone is 855-REAL-WEALTH, 855-732-5932. And if you're ever interested in becoming a client, as always, please reach out. And that is going to wrap it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.